To be honest, when I first got here, I knew where I wanted to go, but I didn't know how to get there. And the Uni Counselling program armed me with the GPS and guided me to get to my destination.
I'm in year 13 and I've been at the school for 15 years. So I'm applying to the UK only, specifically London, and I'm applying for medicine. So for medicine, in terms of a UK application, there are quite a few things that you have to do prior to your application, and that's because it's quite a competitive course. So one of the most important things that I was told to do around end of year 11, start of year 12 was that I had to take on internships, at least a minimum of 3, but because of COVID it was more like 1 or 2 at most. But I managed to get all 3 done, 2 of which were online and 1 was in person, and those are one of the big things that I had to do. And I think throughout the whole process I did have very much a lot of guidance from my counselor.
I'm in year 12 right now. I'm 16 years old. I've been at BSJ for 2 years. I will apply to USA. The main things that you learn in a University Hub is that you need to find the correct university. Like you need to make sure that it reaches your goal, it matches your goal. The best part is that I can ask questions, I can get information from them. Then it helps me to find my major, and it helps me to think like what's the major should I do, and it helps me to get an overview of the university.
I'm a student at BSJ. I'm currently in year 13 and I've been here for 4 years. I'm applying to West Coast and East Coast schools that fit my aspirations and are best for my major. So the Uni Hub has informed us on all the different opportunities in many different universities around US and UK. You know, they're getting us familiar with the UC system, Applied Texas, the Coalition, the Common App, etc. And we're signed a specific counselor, and they make sure that I have a set of reach, target, and safety schools. Safety being realistic schools that are definitely within your reach, target being something that you're aiming for, and reach being, you know, sort of more like towards your dream schools. And they do well to keep me in check and make sure that my options are realistic to where I'm at.
My favorite part would be the Oxbridge Prep. So every Wednesday at lunch, we would have this lunchtime meetings, and the Uni Hub would prepare a set of slides for us. So one week it would be about colleges, the next week it would be about interviews, and the next week it could be about personal statement. And I find that's really, really helpful because it armed us with all this information which made me feel more prepared, so that when the actual interview process itself actually came, I was less stressed because I know what I was going to do. I also really enjoy the mock interviews. So Ms. Morris, our counselors, and a few other members of faculty is going to stage a mock interview for us. And I really enjoy this because I know what I was going to do in an actual interview in the future.
So thankfully with my counselor, I would set up meetings with her very often, and we would talk on one-to-one about my own personal application. And it's something that I started doing in the beginning of year 12, and I think often many students will wait till later on to do that, and they'll realize that actually they could have just been talking to their counselor from the get-go, from literally the first day of year 12. And if you're someone who's done the pre-IB, you can be talking to them since the pre-IB times, and it's something that's really helpful because they'll actually personalize the conversation to you and what you need and cater towards you and you know, your own passions and the majors that you are looking into. I think one of the biggest things from the elite program was understanding how to write a personal statement. And that's because when you do your own research and you look at universities and when you check out their medicine programs, one of the biggest things that they consider when it comes to their applicants is the personal statement, and that is because it's personalized for every person, and they get to understand you as who you are and your own passions and your achievements that go outside of your curricular academia. So I think with the personal statement, it was really important to understand how to write it, and the sessions that were provided on it, there were a few sessions on it with the elite program and then also with the Uni Hub in general, all of which the resources they provided and the guidance they provided was very useful, and like very much so all I relied on when it came to writing my personal statement.
I would say my favorite one is the UC, the informational UC session, because that definitely really helped with writing my UC application. The Uni Hub uses a lot of examples from past students that has gotten into a lot of these schools, and you know, if that sort of formula could work for them, maybe it could also work for me too.